Up to the sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
SCU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. Today is Sunday, January 17th, 2021. Want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure you're following on social media. You can find the show at Catch, Hook, Shoot on all platforms. Head to patreon.com/catchhookshoot for bonus content, prowrestlingtees.com/catchhookshoot for t-shirts, catchhookshoot.bigcartel.com for other t-shirts and merchandise that you won't find on Pro Wrestling Tees. And you can find links to all that and more on our Linktree, which is linktree/catchhookshoot. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can scan this little QR code right here in the corner of your screen. If you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. And just launched this week, we've got a brand new website for the show. That is catchhookshoot.wixsite.com/catchhookshoot. And it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything regarding the show. You can listen to the podcast there. You can watch the YouTube videos. I've got the short-form interviews that I've done at wrestling events posted there. Photo gallery of all of mine and Charlie's adventures through the wrestling world the last couple of years. And also all of our merchandise is posted there with links to purchase each individual item. So head over there and check that out. catchhookshoot.wixsite.com/catchhookshoot. So let's get things going here like we always do, starting everything off with the match of the week. All right, so the match of the week this week comes from Friday Night Smackdown, which hasn't happened in a little while, but it is Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. This was a fantastic match between these two guys. Really kind of stole the show for me. Even, Kurt Angle even commented on it. Reminded him of some of his matches that he had with Chris Benoit back in the day, which is high praise coming from Kurt Angle. So, yeah, and I mean, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, as far as in-ring goes, you're not going to find too many better in WWE or anywhere in wrestling right now. So, yeah, if you have not checked this match out, if you didn't see SmackDown this past week, go back, check it out. Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan, you will not be disappointed. It's just a fantastic match between these two guys. There's no other way to put it. So let's keep rolling right along with my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called the 3 count. So first up on the 3 count this week, Alexa Bliss made an appearance right at the end of Monday Night Raw, confronting Randy Orton. Now this was originally a match between Randy Orton and Triple H. Not really a match, more of a fight. There was no referee, nothing like that. It was just a straight up fight between Orton and Triple H. Triple H went for his signature sledgehammer under the ring. And, obviously this was pre-recorded, I would assume, because it cut to a tight shot of Triple H after he had retrieved the sledgehammer from under the ring. And when he raised the sledgehammer to swing at Randy Orton, the head of the sledgehammer was on fire. After that, the lights in the Thunderdome went out, and when they came back up, Alexa Bliss was standing in the ring with Randy Orton. Triple H was nowhere to be seen, and Alexa Bliss got that evil smile on her face and proceeded to shoot a fireball into Randy Orton's face. This is something you don't see a whole lot in wrestling anymore. You used to see it here and there. Back in the day of wrestling, it was typically like flash paper, throw a fireball into the guy's face, and, it's a really cool effect when it works right. This time she shot the fireball from about 6 feet away from Orton, so yeah, obviously, blinded him and that kind of thing. So yeah, Alexa Bliss shooting a fireball at Randy Orton is number 1 on the 3 count this week. Number 2 on the 3 count, we have seen the debut of the Rascals in NXT, and they are now known as MSK, new team name. They didn't say what those letters stand for, if anything, but yeah, Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier, of course, they have new names. We'll get into that a little bit later because I've got some stuff to say about that, but yeah, Zachary Wentz, now known as Nash Carter, and Desmond Xavier, now known as Wes Lee. Not Wesley, Wes Lee. So, but yeah, no matter what the names are, it's the Rascals. They made their debut. They were victorious. It was the first round of the Dusty Classic. They were victorious, so they move on to the next round. And, you know, it was a good debut for Dez and Wentz. Number 3 on the 3 count this week, Adam Pearce pulls a swerve on Roman Reigns. They had a contract signing for what was supposed to be their Universal Championship match coming up at the Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks. And after Roman signed the contract, finally, after a lot of back and forth about what type of match it would be, you know, like during the show, finally settled on a last man standing match. They come to the ring to sign the contract. Roman signs. Pearce takes the folder, says, "I've been waiting for you to do that all day." Closes the folder up, walks out of the ring, and on the way back up the ramp starts to limp a little bit and starts talking about, oh, it's one of those nagging injuries that kind of sneaks up on you and that kind of thing. Then made mention, you know, as with every WWE contract, it is card subject to change. And, you know, basically said, I'll make sure you have a suitable replacement. And that suitable replacement ended up being Kevin Owens. So we will see Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns again at the Royal Rumble, this time in a last man standing match for the Universal title. So, yeah, I like it. I like it that, you know, finally somebody got one over on Roman Reigns. So, yeah, definitely no complaints from me on that. I know some people are I guess, tired of seeing KO and Roman. I like it. I like all the matches that they've had so far. I got no problem with, you know, them having one more. I would assume this is the last one because after the Rumble, we're heading into WrestleMania. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a new number one contender for the Universal Championship for WrestleMania. So that is the 3 count for this week. Let's get into the news and rumors and and results and all that kind of fun stuff for the week, starting with Monday Night Raw. Yeah, lots of double duty going on Raw. Now, we found out on Monday that Drew McIntyre has tested positive for COVID-19. He says he has no symptoms. You know, he was on Raw via video. Says he has no symptoms. He did accept Goldberg's challenge, so we are going to see that match coming up at the Royal Rumble as well. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, like it, don't like it. It's Goldberg and Drew McIntyre. So I'm just hoping McIntyre retains the title. That's all I care about, because I really am not enthused about seeing Goldberg as the WWE champion. But yeah, like I said, a lot of double duty going on, which, you know, rumors are that it was more than just McIntyre that tested positive, but you know, those are just rumors at this point. WWE hasn't made any other announcements. But yeah, we saw another match between Lacey Evans and Charlotte with Ric Flair at ringside, and Ric Flair actually turned on Charlotte and helped Lacey Evans get the victory. And apparently Flair is going to be Lacey's manager going forward, it would appear. So kind of interesting there. Flair going against his daughter. We'll have to see how that plays out. Jackson Riker got a victory over Jeff Hardy, and then immediately after that match, Jeff Hardy challenged Elias. So the first case of somebody pulling double duty on Raw, and Hardy was victorious over Elias. We saw a tag team match with Sheamus and Keith Lee picking up a victory over Miz and Morrison, and immediately after that match, we saw Sheamus and Keith Lee taking on each other, which Keith Lee was victorious, and then the two kind of, I guess, hugged it out, quote unquote, after the match. So yeah, Sheamus and Keith Lee appear to be getting on the same page. I'm still waiting for Sheamus to you know, pull a swerve of his own and, you know, go against Drew McIntyre. You know, because they've been playing up the whole friendship angle between Sheamus and McIntyre for quite a while now. So I'm waiting for them to pull the trigger, because I think that would be a fantastic rivalry. T-Bar from Retribution got a victory over Xavier Woods. We also found out during this match that Kofi Kingston is out with an injury. Apparently he's got a broken jaw. Bobby Lashley defeated Matt Riddle in something of a squash match. It attacked Riddle before the bell and just dominated the entire time. Riddle really got no offense in against Lashley. And again, pulling double duty immediately after that match, Riddle challenged MVP and ended up winning that match by a disqualification. AJ Styles got a win over Drew Gulak in a pretty good match with those two. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defeated Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke in a tag team match. And then we had that in the main event, the Orton Triple H fight, more or less, with Alexa Bliss shooting a fireball into Randy Orton's face. And also during Monday Night Raw, The Miz has declared his entrance into the Royal Rumble. No big surprise there. And so that pretty much covers Monday Night Raw. Moving on to AEW Dark. The Dark Order just continuing to dominate on AEW Dark. They had another clean sweep. Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, 5'10", and Colt Cabana picked up a win in a 10-man tag. Reynolds and Silver got a win in their tag team match, as well as Anna Jay picked up a victory as well. Moving on to Impact Wrestling. We found out that Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown are the new commentary team going forward for Impact, and that started with their Hard to Kill pay-per-view, which was just last night. And we found out that Alex Shelley was taken out of the main event of that pay-per-view due to an undisclosed medical issue is the best way I can put it. He said he has not tested positive for COVID. It was not like a physical injury, so I can only we can only speculate as to what it was. I mean, it could be any number of things. Of course, people let their imaginations run wild anytime they're not given the information they think they're entitled to with this kind of thing. But either way it goes, hopefully Alex Shelley is able to return to the ring sooner rather than later. But he was replaced in the main event by Moose. We'll get to that in a minute here. Brian Myers got a win over Josh Alexander on the pre-show. Decay, which is the team of Rosemary and Crazy Steve, picked up a victory over Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K. Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring got a victory over Tommy Dreamer, Cousin Jake, and Rhino in what they call an old school rules match, which is basically a hardcore match. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz are your new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. They won the finals of that tournament against Havoc and Nevaeh. Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder in WWE, made his Impact debut and got a big victory over Ace Austin, actually by disqualification, but still. So Matt Cardona makes his Impact debut. So another AEW Impact connection there, and be interesting to see if we see Matt Cardona and Brian Myers as a tag team again, because I would be very interested to see what they can do as a team. We've only ever seen them in WWE, and let's face it, they weren't really pushed to the moon there. So I'd be interested to see if they're gonna end up as a tag team again in Impact or even in AEW. Who knows? Manic retained the X Division title against Chris Bay and Rohit Raju. Deonna Purrazzo retained the Knockouts title against Taya Valkyrie, and a lot of questions about Taya Valkyrie's future. By all accounts, she's just about done with her Impact contract. So is she going to re-sign? Could she possibly be heading to WWE with her husband John Morrison? Time will tell. Gotta wait and see. I would be very happy to see Taya as like a surprise entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble. That's honestly what I'm hoping for. So we'll have to see where she ends up. And then we had a cinematic match. It's Karate Man versus Ethan Page. Which, of course, same person. Karate Man is Ethan Page's alter ego. Karate Man was victorious in this match by way of murder, basically. Karate Man ripping out Ethan Page's heart to end that cinematic match. Eddie Edwards got a win over Sami Callihan in a barbed wire massacre match. And in the main event, the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega wearing Bullet Club gear, I might add. All three of them coming out sporting the Bullet Club logo in some way or another. So this is going to, it already has caused a stir online. I'm waiting to see the reaction from the actual Bullet Club members from New Japan, because Tama Tonga has been very vocal about these guys calling themselves Bullet Club. So, I'm hoping that to see, the actual Bullet Club from New Japan possibly make an appearance somewhere, sometime, somehow, in either AEW or Impact to set up kind of a Bullet Club versus Bullet Club match. But anyway, getting to the main event, the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega did pick up the victory over Rich Swann, Moose, and Chris Sabin. And after the match, during a post-show interview, Moose attacking Rich Swann. Of course, Moose currently carrying the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and Rich Swann is the Impact World Champion. And so obviously Moose wants the true Impact Championship. So that's definitely setting that matchup down the line. Moving on to AEW Dynamite, Pac picked up a win over Eddie Kingston in a really good match between these two guys. I mean, you'd expect nothing less from Pac and Kingston. And of course, at the end of that match, we saw an appearance from Lance Archer and Jake the Snake Roberts coming out to kind of help out with, the Butcher and the Blade. And, this is an interesting kind of almost three-way rivalry that's being built up between Archer, Kingston, and Pac. So I'm thinking we're going to end up seeing a three-way match with these three guys at some point in the future. And, I'm here for that one. I can't wait to see that. Miro got a victory over Chuck Taylor, so that means Chuck has to be Miro's young boy or butler. They've been saying on the show for I believe it's 30 days. So I'm sure that's going to make for some entertaining television, seeing all the things that Miro's going to be having Chuck Taylor do for him. We saw a segment with the Inner Circle talking about their New Year's resolutions, and really the big one was Jake Hager talking about championships. The Inner Circle's going after championships, and they kind of keyed on the tag team titles, and there was a little bit of kind of some butting of heads going on with the Inner Circle, because there are multiple tag team combinations within the Inner Circle. We saw Sammy Guevara basically call Chris Jericho a tag team slut, because he's now tagging with MJF, he's tagged with Jake Hager in the past, and of course Guevara and Jericho were known as Les Sex Gods as a tag team kind of at the beginnings of the Inner Circle. So Chris Jericho just kind of bouncing from partner to partner, and this leads to a three-way tag team match coming up this week on Dynamite. It's going to be Jericho and MJF versus Santana and Ortiz versus Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager, or Sammy Hager for all you Van Halen fans. I'm sure you picked up on that one. Also found out this week, Hangman Page will be teaming with the Dark Order yet again. Dark Order still trying to bring Hangman Page into the fold as a member of the Dark Order. So I'm wondering, where that's going to lead to. Kenny Omega, or in a match that was supposed to be the Elite versus the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight, and the Elite team ended up being Omega and the Good Brothers instead of the Young Bucks. So the Young Bucks are kind of left hanging backstage. At the end of the match, we saw Jon Moxley come out and kind of go on the attack against Omega and the Good Brothers. Lucha Brothers came out to kind of give the assist. And the Bucks came out trying to break it up, keep the peace, and ended up eating double super kicks from the Lucha Brothers. So it looks like they're maybe starting to set up another match between the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, which I can't wait to see. The matches I've seen with them before have been just fantastic. Two of the best tag teams on the planet right now. I don't care what anybody says about the Young Bucks or the Lucha Brothers or all the high spots or whatever. Just two fantastic tag teams. So hopefully we'll see that match again soon. We saw the premiere of Britt Baker's talk segment, The Waiting Room, on Dynamite, and her guest was Cody. They were interrupted by Jade Cargill coming out kind of talking trash to Cody, and then we saw Red Velvet come out getting Jade's face. Obviously, Jade has a rivalry with Brandy Rhodes, but Brandy is out right now expecting her and Cody's first child. Red Velvet, Brandy's tag team partner, kind of stepping into her place, and this broke down into just a straight up brawl between Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. And during the chaos, we found out that Britt Baker will finally be having a match against Thunder Rosa on February 3rd at their Beach Break event, which Britt Baker not too happy about, but we are going to see that match finally, Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Serena Deeb retained the NWA World Women's title against Ty Conti in another great match. This was almost match of the week, so I highly recommend checking out Serena Deeb versus Ty Conti. Fantastic match between these two. Darby Allin retained the TNT title against Brian Cage in another really good match. I mean, Cage, dominant throughout the match as you would expect, but Darby Allin managing to pull out the victory. We saw an appearance from Sting, came out to help out Darby Allin a little bit. Sting took out Ricky Starks in the course of the match, and that kind of led to Darby Allin able to get the pin on a distracted Brian Cage. But again, great match. Another one that was a contender for match of the week, so definitely go back and check that one out as well. Moving on to NXT this week. Candice LeRae got a win over Shotzi Blackheart. We were supposed to see a promo from Finn Balor. He was interrupted and attacked by Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Pete Dunne definitely making a play for the NXT Championship, and Dunne versus Balor is definitely one that I want to see at some point in the future. We saw Kyle O'Reilly come out to help out Finn Balor in that 3-on-1 brawl, and then the rest of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong coming out as well. So I would say the Undisputed Era have made a face turn, at this point. Grizzled Young Veterans got a win over Everrise to advance in the Dusty Classic. We found out the Women's Dusty Classic is going to be starting next week, and Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon have entered their names into that tournament. Johnny Gargano retained the North American title against Dexter Lumis on the distraction from Austin Theory. Two of them tried to put a beat down on Lumis after the match, and we saw Kushida come out to make the save. So Kushida looking like he's going to be the next contender for the North American Championship. Found out that Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa, the pit fight that was supposed to take place during New Year's Evil, will be taking place this coming week, so can't wait to see that one. As I talked about earlier, MSK, or the Rascals, whatever you want to call them, defeated Jake Atlas and Swerve Scott to advance in the Dusty Classic as well. Some other teams for the Women's Dusty Classic starting next week. We're going to see Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro taking on Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. That should be a great tag team match. And we saw a vignette with Scarlett. Basically the whole point of this is to show that Karrion Kross is coming for Finn Balor to get back the NXT Championship, which he never lost. Had to forfeit that title immediately after winning it due to an injury. Xia Li got another victory in a squash match. Xia Li showing a lot of aggression and brutality. I'm liking the new Xia Li, and I'm very, very curious to see where this is all leading to. Who is this mysterious figure that's kind of pulling the strings for Xia and Boa? The Undisputed Era team of Adam Cole and Roderick Strong got a win over Breezango to advance in the Dusty Classic as well. And during the course of that match, we saw another appearance from Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch attacking Kyle O'Reilly at ringside. Finn Balor came out to kind of try to help out, but still was 3-on-2 because the match was still going on, so the other Undisputed Era members were still in the ring. And O'Reilly and Balor just kind of left laying, with the injuries that they had already been suffering from. With Kyle O'Reilly, this time it's his jaw, and Finn Balor, it's his shoulder. So Dunn, Burch, and Lorcan just kind of dominating O'Reilly and Finn Balor this week. And we found out next week for the Dusty Classic, we're going to see Lucha House Party versus Imperium, as well as Kushida and Leon Ruff taking on Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. So let's move on to MLW Fusion. This week's episode was the one executive produced by Selena De La Renta. And Conan, who was supposed to be there, was MIA, and it was implied by Selena De La Renta that he was kind of taken out by Mil Muertes, who made his debut in MLW with a victory over Brian Pillman. We also had Los Parks taking on the Von Erichs with Filthy Tom Lawler as the referee, and it was kind of obvious what was going to happen in this one. Los Parks are the new MLW World Tag Team Champions, with some assistance from LA Park Jr., who was not in the match, as well as a fast count from Filthy Tom Lawler. We also found out, we are finally going to find out what and where Filthy Island is coming up on February 17th, so I'm curious about that. And this coming week, we're going to see a World Heavyweight Championship match with Jacob Fatu defending against ACH. That should be a just ridiculously good match with those two guys. And something interesting, we found out that Promociones Dorado, which is Selena De La Renta's group or company, whatever you want to call it, has been acquired by something called Azteca Underground. And I'm very curious to know what this is all about. I mean, you know, with her bringing in Mil Muertes, now this company called Azteca Underground acquiring Promociones Dorado, could we potentially see Dario Cueto in MLW, or is this something that Conan has done? Is Conan the one behind Azteca Underground? I'm sure this is something that's going to play out and be very interesting to watch over the next several weeks with MLW. Moving on to some Ring of Honor news, found out Tracy Williams has re-signed with the company. You know, a lot of these announcements the last couple of weeks from Ring of Honor that their talent is re-signing and staying with the company. So, you know, good for Ring of Honor maintaining the fantastic roster that they have right now. Also wanted to mention, you know, Ring of Honor has been paying tribute to Brody Lee the last couple of weeks by releasing some of his ROH matches for free on their YouTube channel. And you know, again, literally every company has, in one way or another, paid tribute to Brody Lee since his passing, and it just goes to show, you know, the impact that he had on the business and the people, you know, people in the business. So, you know, very good on Ring of Honor honoring Brody Lee in that way. Moving on to NXT UK, we saw the debut of Ed Harvey, who is actually Sha Samuels from the big name in the UK independent scene. And in the middle of the match, he actually got out of the ring and said, you know, basically, I'm not Ed Harvey, I'm Sha Samuels. So he will be going by Sha Samuels in NXT UK. Had a fantastic match against Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey was victorious in that one. And another just amazing match on NXT UK, Walter retaining the UK championship against A-Kid, the Heritage Cup champion. So, NXT UK, if it's not something that you watch regularly, seriously, check it out. Some of the best wrestling, you know, just in-ring wrestling that you're going to see, because, you know, the UK style of wrestling is just, it's good. I don't know any other way to say it. The UK style of wrestling is really good, so definitely check it out. It's, you know, always worth the watch. It's always a good show, and just always just top-notch matches on NXT UK. So let's move on to Friday Night Smackdown. Jey Uso and Cesaro have both declared for the Royal Rumble. We saw Shinsuke Nakamura pick up a win over Jey Uso in the opening match. And interesting note on this one, Shinsuke Nakamura coming out to his original entrance music, not the version, you know, with the lyrics and everything, just the instrumental violin original music that he had when he first started with WWE. So it looks to me like Nakamura is making a turn back to being a babyface, which I'm here for, especially if it's going to involve him getting some type of a push into like a title picture or something like that, because that's long overdue. I mean, he won the Royal Rumble. He was in the main event at WrestleMania, and then it's almost like he became an afterthought, which is terrible, because Nakamura, again, one of the best wrestlers that WWE has right now. The fans go nuts for this guy, so, you know, hopefully they're putting him back into a little bit more prominent position, because he definitely has earned that. Saw an interesting backstage segment between Roman Reigns and Apollo Crews. Now, the last couple of weeks, you know, we've been seeing kind of a slow heel turn from Apollo Crews, and it's looking like that, you know, that's what's going to happen. Apollo, you know, possibly becoming a Paul Heyman guy, who knows? But hey, you know, it's great for Apollo Crews. It's putting him in a much more prominent spot, and you know, he did get a victory over Sami Zayn during the show, which earned him another Intercontinental title match next week against Big E. So I'm interested to see how that is going to play out. Could we see, because, you know, Apollo kind of taking a little bit of a shortcut in his victory with Sami Zayn, pulling on the tights and everything. So could we see a different kind of Apollo in this next match with Big E for the Intercontinental title? We saw Billie Kay again come out with the Riot Squad in her Riot Squad gear. I'm not sure where this is going. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing, Billie Kay being with the Riot Squad, but Natalya did end up getting a victory over Liv Morgan in a singles match. Baron Corbin got a victory over Rey Mysterio, and it looks like they're kind of starting to build a rivalry between Corbin and Dominic Mysterio. We haven't seen Dominic in a match in quite a while, I think that could be where this is leading, but we'll have to wait and see. Bayley has a new talk segment on Smackdown called Ding Dong Hello, kind of her new catchphrase, I guess you could say. And her first guest was Bianca Belair, and this kind of led to the two of them. They're going to be competing in an obstacle course this coming week on SmackDown. So, should be interesting. Then, of course, we had, as I already talked about, the match of the week. Cesaro got the win over Daniel Bryan. Sasha Banks had a confrontation with Carmella in the backstage area, and Sasha telling Carmella that she can have a title match if Sasha can have Reginald first. Reginald is, of course, Carmella's sommelier, or manager, whatever you want to call him. And we've already seen Sasha kind of, beating on Reginald a little bit in previous matches with Carmella. So, that's the condition. Sasha wants Reginald in a match, and then Carmella can have her title match. So I would assume we'll probably see that title match at the Royal Rumble. We already talked about the contract signing between Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce. That was the main event segment on SmackDown this week, which results in Kevin Owens taking Adam Pearce's place in the last man standing match against Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. And moving on to 205 Live, we had two matches for the Dusty Classic. Legado del Fantasma defeated the Bollywood Boys to move on, and Drake Maverick and Killian Dane defeated Kurt Stallion and August Gray to move on to the next round of the Dusty Classic. So that pretty much does it for results for this week. But some miscellaneous news. We finally have some information about the next season of Dark Side of the Ring. The first episode will be about Flying Brian Pillman, and Stone Cold Steve Austin will be a part of that episode. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see that one. Dark Side of the Ring, one of my favorite shows on TV. If you haven't seen it, God, why not? Go back and watch the first two seasons before the next season starts up. And some WrestleMania news. WrestleMania has been moved this year from LA, where it was originally supposed to take place. It will be taking place in Tampa on April 10th and 11th. It was originally supposed to be March 27th, I believe. So they have pushed it back a couple of weeks and moved it from LA to Tampa. And by all accounts, there will be fans in attendance. Supposedly, the story is from the dirt sheets that WWE will be making an announcement as far as tickets within the next coming days. I would assume probably after the Royal Rumble. I would say they'll announce some ticket information for fans to be there. Also, for the next two WrestleManias, we found out next year's WrestleMania will be in Dallas on April 3rd, and in 2023. It will be in LA, where it was supposed to be this year, on April the 2nd. So, it looks like WrestleMania is set for the next couple of years. So that's going to wrap up everything for news and rumors and results and everything for this week. So right now I'm going to throw it over to Charlie G, and he is here with your Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey there, wrestling friends. It's Indie Cut time, and you know what that means. You can skip ahead 20 minutes. Producers, stay with me. We begin with Thursday, January 7th, and IW International Wrestling Australia Summer Meltdown Tour 2021, Day 1. From New South Wales, Australia. They had a battle royal where Maddie Wahlberg won that. For the IWA Trans Tasman title, champion Headhunter Rig defeated Jimmy Townsend. For the heavyweight title, champion Chris Abbott defeated Maddie Wahlberg by DQ, which led to Chris Abbott and Headhunter Rig to defeat Jimmy Townsend and Maddie Wahlberg. Then to Friday, January 8th, and the Summer Meltdown Tour continue with Day 2. Where they had another IWA Trans Tasman title match where champion Headhunter Rig defeated Randall. And in an IWA Heavyweight title no DQ match, champion Chris Abbott defeated Shane Sheffield Sinclair. There was a Pure J show from Japan where they had their daily sports tag title match with champions Hanako Nakamori and Rina Yamashita to defeat Shea Ozora and Mikado. There was a Pure J open weight title match where champion Leon defeated Mocha Haruhai. Move here to the States, and Alternative Pro Wrestling from Western Georgia. For the North Georgia title, champion Caleb Crocker defeated Strychnine. For the vacant Southern States title, Jacob Ashworth defeated Billy Starr. And in the Southern States title, later on, Billy Starr defeated Jacob Ashworth to become new champion. So he declared one and then got a new one right away. Go to Action Wrestling from Tyrone, Georgia for the Matt DeMouth Mysteriously Meaty 29th Birthday Bash Extravaganza, where Alan Angels defeated Adam Priest, Shug D defeated Kevin Ryan, Logan Creed defeated Alex Kane, and Anthony Henry teamed with JD Drake to defeat Dominic Greeny and Kevin Koo. So they had some really good matches there. Then to New Japan Strong 22, taped from California. Clark Harness defeated Kevin Knight. Rocky Romero defeated the DKC. And in a six-man tag, Chris Dickinson, Danny Limelight, and JR Krotos defeated Brody King and the Regal Twins. We head to Saturday, January 9th. And IWA Summer Meltdown Day 3, where for the heavyweight title triple threat match, champion Chris Abbott defeated Daza and Jude London. In a blindfold match, Will Kiedis defeated Jimmy Townsend. And in a trans Tasman title lumberjack match, Tree Hugger Lucci defeated champion Headhunter Rig to become new champion. Still in Australia, but now in Queensland and Australia for Pro Wrestling Power New Year's Knockout. For their tag titles, champions Midnight and Steve Andrews defeated Dan the N and Mad Mick. And for their PWP title, champion E10 defeated Chaos. We head up to Stardom, New Year's Stars Day 4. From Japan, Konami defeated Lady C. In a three-way match, Saya Kamatani defeated Ruaka and Saki Kashima. Tag match of Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka defeated Himeka and Suri. Another tag match, B. Priestley and Natsuka Tora defeated Saya Ida and Starlight Kid. And in the main event, in a tag match, Azumi, Momo Watanabe, and Utami Hayashita defeated Julia, Maika, and Natsupoi in a really good match and show, I must say. We go to Michinoku Pro New Year Fighting beginning 2021. Still in Japan. Ayumi, Ganji, Yapperman 1 and Yapperman 2 defeated Braham Ki and Broman Shu and the Great Sasuke. Yep, he's still wrestling. And six-man tag, Jinsei Shinzaki, Mushashai, and Ryu Haigaiji defeated Dick Togo, Kaji Kawamura, and Yasutaka Sira. So Dick Togo's wrestling more Michinoku Pro than he is in New Japan. Go figure. And they held a battle royal where Nogoya Boy Rato won that. We go to Insane Championship Wrestling Fight Club 153 from Glasgow, Scotland, on the WWE Network, where they continue their Lionheart League matches. And then I also did 154, continuing with their Lionheart quarterfinal matches. So they are moving ahead. Thank goodness. Then we head to Santiago, Chile, where they had their World Title Tournament first round matches continue. Head back to the States for WrestleMerica Resolutions from Barnesville, Georgia, where Simon Sermon defeated Dream Girl Ellie. Dominique Stuckey defeated Tyler Culprit and Wolverton. Sal Ronaldo defeated Neo Koloff by countout. And for the heavyweight title in a steel cage match, Mike Payne defeated Alexander Koloff to become new champion. On to Southern Violence and Wrestling, There Will Be Blood from Athens, Georgia. For their tag titles, Brandon Watley and Ryan Murdoch defeated champions Bryce Cannon and Eddie Hancho to become new champions. And for the Hoss Fight title, champion Austin Towers defeated Jeter. On to Ohio Valley Wrestling, Saturday Night Special, Nightmare Rumble 2021 from Louisville, Kentucky on YouTube, so you can check this out as you wish. Started off with an OVW heavyweight title, Nightmare Rumble match for the vacant title, which Brian Pillman Jr. had to give up. Where Amir won that. And they say he became champion then, so check it out. I haven't checked it out yet. It's just too much going on. Then on to the OVW Women's Title number 1 contender match, where Haley J defeated Jocelyn Navarro. For the OVW Rush Title Scramble match, Zaya, sorry about that, defeated champion William Lutz, Ace Austin, AJ Daniels, JC Adams, Rohit Raju, and Star Rider become new champion there. They got some good names in that match. For their Southern Tag titles, champion Brandon Tate and Brent Tate defeated Elliot Russell and Sigmund. Then later on, for the OVW National Heavyweight title, they say champion Jesse Goddard defeated Omar Omir. So, I guess two different champions, two different names, I guess, there. Sorry about that. We had to Metroplex Wrestling, Dire Consequences from Bedford, Texas, where Thrash defeated Zero the Anti-Hero. For the MPX Addicts title, champion CJ Ward defeated Jason Silver. Noah Navarre and Red Chambers defeated Dexter Hardaway and Matt Locke. And Jackson Stone defeated Matthew Palmer. So Matthew Palmer is getting around now. For the ICW No Holds Barred Volume 9 show, Atticus Kogar defeated Akira. Ricky Shane Page defeated Schlack. And John Wayne Murdoch defeated Shane Mercer. No, that happened in Port Richey, Florida. Sorry about that. Then to Championship Wrestling from Georgia. In Swansboro, Georgia. They held a show where the POW title champion James Hall defeated Skrilla. In their CFG title, champion Techi Makuzi defeated Fatality. And for the King of the South Tournament Final 4-Way match, Ryan Phoenix defeated Logan Creed, Swole, and Trey Havoc. To Coastal Championship Wrestling, New Year's Revolution 2020. It should be 2021, but whatever. From Fort Pierce, Florida. Where Ario Levy and Vinicius with Bill Alfonso defeated Angel Powerrr and Mason Morin. And then Ariel Levy and Vinicius defeated Charismatic Chris and Nazar Santana. For the Southeastern Heavyweight title, champion Jackal defeated Jake St. Patrick. For the latest title, champion Roma defeated La Brava. And in a no-rules tag team tornado match, Cha-Cha Charlie and Vince Steele defeated Mr. C and Salazar. Over to All Pro Championship Wrestling from Douglasville, Georgia. For the APCW tag title, champions Jordan Kingsley and Makita defeated Cornelius Pepperbottom and Jack Mosley. For the vacant APCW heavyweight title, Landon Hale defeated Gabriel Dean, becoming champion. Up to Warriors of Wrestling New Beginnings 2021 from New York City, New York. For the WOW tag title match, Abdul Nasir and Just Neff defeated champions Jack Gallo and Jason Carrion to become the champions. For the WOW No Limits title, champion Chris Steeler defeated E-Rock. And for their heavyweight title, champion Darius Carter defeated Dominic De Niro. On to Sunday, January 10th, 01 Happy New Year 2021 from Japan. The Strong Hearts of Shima, El Lindemann, and T-Hawk defeated Aja Kong, Sanjiro Otani, and Yumhito Imanari. And for the 01 World Heavyweight title, Masato Tanaka defeated champion Tamiro Hayata to become new champion. So that's good to hear there. On to Real Japan Pro Wrestling, Strong Style Pro Wrestling Volume 8, where Sari and Yoshiko defeated Jaguar Yokuda and Rina Yamashita. And then for their Legend title, Super Tiger defeated champion Kazuyuki Fujita to become new champion there. There was a Pure J show as well. Oz Academy 25th anniversary year show took place, where the Beast Friends of Aja Kong and Hiro Matsumoto defeated Akino and Momoka Hanazano. And then there was an Oz Academy tag title match where Kaho Kobayashi and Kakeru Sakaguchi were champions, defeated Itsuki Oki and Tsubasa Kuragaki. To Noah Higher Ground 2021, where their GHC Junior Heavyweight title champion Daisuke Hirata defeated Hajime Ohara. And there was an 8-man tag match. Don't need to really go into that. Michinoku Pro New Year Fighting beginning day 2, where Dick Togo and the Great Sasuke defeated Insi Shinzaki and Toro Nahashi. Nice hockey fights going on now. Dragon Gate Open the Gate day 2, where The Inferno, Diamante, HYO, and Hip Hop Kikuta defeated Masaki Mochizuki, UT, Ultimo Dragon, and Yosuke Santa Maria. Then there was Jason Lee, Kota Miyonero, and some Skywalker guy defeated BB Hulk, Eita, and Kaito Ishida. To DDT Extreme and Capture Strategy 2 on YouTube, so check that out as you wish, where it was mostly Sanshiro Takagi in some weird, strange matches, and he didn't win all of them, amazingly enough, but he won 3 out of the 4 matches. Check it out if you wish. I wish I didn't. Then on to All Japan Pro Wrestling, Chiba Extreme Dream 25. 6-man tag, Black Mensuri, Tajiri, and Taiko Amori defeated Chikara Takakuyuki Ukai and Yoshitatsu. Sorry about that. Kento Miyahara defeated Akira Francesco. That's pretty much good there. On to Ice Sherman, New Ice Sherman 1093 and Skip City. Marsari Anoi and Susie Suzuki defeated Sakasukai Totoro and Tsukasa Fujimoto. Got to Move Choka Pro 79 took place on YouTube, where Mei Sugiura defeated Takiko Kirihara. Sunday Girls Road to Gaizum Day 1 took place. And then over down to Veracruz, Mexico for DTU, where Alicia Laguerra and Zuzu Divine defeated Desire Haru and Princessa Azul. Blaze and Camouflage defeated Fight Panther Jr. and Khalith, and Arrow Panther, Derelux, and Samurai Jr. defeated Alberto, Crazy Boy, and Joe Lindner. To Monday, January 11th, Sunday Girls Step and Go, Day 2, where they had a Battle Royal where Hanamai won that. Pure J 2021 Open Round, still with the tag title match, where Hanako Nakamori and Rina Yamashita defeated Ako Sato and Madeline. Michinoku Pro Day 3 took place. Big Togo won his, and Sasuke won their tag match for the MPW Tokyo Junior Heavyweight title. Champion Ryu Aigaji defeated Yasutaka Osera. Got to Move Chaka Pro 80 took place on YouTube. Dragon Gate Open the Gate 2021 Day 3, where Genki Hiraguchi, KZY, and Susumu Yokosaka defeated Kichitaro, Masaki Mochizuki, and Ultimate Dragon. There was a 2AW Chai Battle 83 show that took place. Then Stardom Day 5, New Year's Stars 2021 Day 5, where Sayu Kamatani defeated Lady C. Saki Kushima defeated Momo Watanabe and Ruaka. Azumi and Utami Hashita defeated Saya Ida and Starlight Kid. Himeka, Maika, and Natsupoi defeated B. Priestley, Konami, and Natsuko Toro by DQ. And in the main event, it was Julia and Siri defeating Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka. On to Tuesday, January 12th, Marvelous Road to Nism Day 2. Dragon Gate Open the Gate Day 4 took place. Ultimate Dragon lost another match. Actress Girls show took place, where Makato Mizuki, yes, Mizuki from Tokiyoshi Pro, and Yuna Mizumori defeated Mil, Rina Amakura, and Sakurun Bonita. Back here in the States for OVW TV 1118. In a non-title match, Omar Amir defeated Tom Coffey, and in a dark non-title match, Jesse Goddard defeated Dustin Jackson. Down to New South Action Class 18 from Haynesville, Alabama. For your New South title Ironman match, champion Derek Neal took on Donnie Janela to a 30-minute time limit draw. To Knox Pro Academy, I Am Wrestling 23 on YouTube. Check that out as you wish. And then to IWA Unlimited from Mobile, Illinois. For the Uprising title, champion Kyle Pfeiffer defeated Anakin Murphy. For the club title, champion Charlie Cat defeated Blaine Black. And in a tag match, Clay Franklin and Dexter Schwartz defeated Chris O'Brien and Devontae Knox. On to Wednesday, January 13th, in Tokyo Yoshi Pro, Tokyo Yoshi 2021 Winter Lovers. About day 2 of this. So, Yuki Aino defeated Arushi Endo. Maki Ito defeated Senya Sora. Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki defeated Hikari Noa and Para Hirajuku. Hyper Misho and her newly named Shin Ultra Shako. What a name and get up by her. So Shoko Nakajima is now Shin Ultra Shako. They defeated Haruno Neko and Nodeka Tenma. Miryumi and Suzumi defeated Moka Miyamoto and Yuki Kamafuku. And the 6-woman tag, Mahiro Kiru, Miyu Yamashita, and Rika Tatsumi defeated Miyu Watanabe, Raku, and Nai Kakuta. Actually, a really good show, if I must say so. On to Just Tap Out, professional wrestling in Shinjuku Face, where Taka Michinuko defeated Aiki Suzuku. And then they had a couple of rankings matches. To Dragon Gate Open the Gate 2021 Day 5, where Eita and HYO defeated Kensuke Okuda and Masaki Mochizuki Zukai. Boku Tomo Dragon and Ultimo Dragon defeated Punch Tomonaga and Rai Shato. Then, and for the Open the Triangle Gate title match, Genki Hiraguchi, KZY, and Susumu Yokosaka defeated champions Kazuma Sakamoto, SB Kento, and Takashi Yoshida to become new champions there. DDT Gambari Pro Conan the Great 2021. Where the Independent World Junior Heavyweight Title hardcore match took place, where champion Shota defeated Miss Mongol. And for the Independent World Junior Heavyweight Title, champion Shota took on Yashu Rano to a 10-minute draw. On to the States for Limitless the Road, Season 2, Episode 13, where Perry Von Vicious took on Rip Bison to a no contest. Trayvon Jordan defeated Brandino Davis. In a loser eats dog food match, Jacob Drifter defeated Dave Dyer. And Ricky Archer defeated CJ Cruz. On to Thursday, January 14th. DDT Isn't It Dramatic 2021. Where Makoto Oshii and Yusake Okada defeated Antonio Honda and Chris Brooks. And Daisuke in a 6-man tag, Daisuke Sasaki and Soma Takio with Tatsuya Endo defeated Kansuke Takeshita, Mao, and Chuma Katsumata. To Big Japan Pro Wrestling for their Big Japan Strong World Heavyweight title, Yusufumi Nakanoi defeated champion Yuji Okabayashi to become the champion. And in a deathmatch heavyweight title, two-sided barbed wire board, two-sided self-board deathmatch, Takumi Tsukamoto defeated champion Minoru Fujita to become the champion there. On to Paradigm Pro Wrestling in Jefferson, Indiana. UWFI Rules Contenders Series number 4, where they had a PPW Heavy Hitters title. Champion Mo Atlas defeated Isaiah Browner. Then to Great Lakes Wrestling Association Vendetta number 4 for from Coloma, Michigan. It's on YouTube. So they had an Ultimate Survivor Final Entry Battle Royal where the winner was Theo Storm. Jaden Quick defeated Isaiah Moore, and Kit Michaels defeated Dollar. To Friday, January 15th, Just Tap Out Professional Wrestling from Hatsu. For the Independent World Junior Heavyweight title, Arata defeated champion Shota, become new champion. And in a 6-man tag, Eagle Mask, Ruya Takakura and Tamira Hayata defeated Arata, Cannon, and Taka Michinoku. Here in the States for New Japan Strong 23, Road to Lions Break contenders. Mysterioso defeated Barrett Brown. TJP defeated Agent Quest. And 6-man tag, El Phantasmo, Hikuleo, and Kenta defeated ACH, Blake Christian, and Fred Rosser. Then up to Super Kicked Unlisted Episode 16 from Toronto, Ontario, Canada on YouTube, so check that out as you wish. As for their Super Kicked King of the 6 tag team title, Dallas Kyle and Solo Ali defeated champions Channing Decker and Chris Chambers to become the champion there. Then on to finally Saturday, January 16th. Early this morning, or around 10 o'clock last night here, for Tokyo Pro 2021 Winter, Mayaki Ito defeated Urushu Endo. Hyper Michio and Shin Ultra Sako defeated Miyu Yamashita and Moka Miyamoto. Pam Harajuku and Yuki Kamafuku defeated Mirai Miyumi and Sina Shiura. Nodeka Tenma and Yuki Ino defeated Hirono Neko. With Hirono Neko defeated Murakai Kobashi, Nai Kakuta, and Suzumi. And then finally, Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki with Rika Tatsumi defeated Hikari Noa, Miyu Watanabe, and Raku. That was actually a very quick show for them. Still fun nonetheless. There was a Wave Kabuki Cho Weekender show where Sari and Yuki Miyazaki defeated Haruka Umasaki and Natsuhoi Kaneko. And for the Wave tag title, Usukai Oki and Rin Kodakura defeated Momo No and Yumi OK to become the champion. Chicago Move Chaka Pro 81 took place. Iceman 1094 also took place. Don Bori Pro Wrestling Battle of the Dojo 1 took place. And DDT Reprint Young Communication Special Issue also took place. A small note about this is being taped at 5:27 on Saturday before Impact's Hard to Kill show, and my prediction is Karate Man will kill Ethan Page and take him off the Impact scene. An indie note, the GCW 24-hour show will be free and live on YouTube starting January 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time through the 30th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So check it out if you can. Can't wait to see if Elena Black and Joey Janela have a match or have matches during the show. Check out their Twitter about their beef right now. It's pretty pathetic, Joey. So that's a wrap for me. Until next time with more indie shows from around the wrestling world. Don't forget to look out those Twitch streams and YouTube channels for other wrestling content. Thank you for watching or listening. Hope you enjoyed the cut. Keep safe, take care, and be kind, everyone. Back to you, Tim.
All right, thank you, Charlie. So let's keep rolling right along into the next segment of the show where I get to play armchair promoter and have a little bit of fun. This is called the Fantasy Booker. So we are continuing with the our fantasy tournament for the fictional Warrior Wrestling Tag Team Championships, and this week we've got another first round matchup of two teams who I think this matchup in real life would be just a hell of a lot of fun, and one of the guys that would be involved in the match agreed with me, and I'm talking about the team of the Jacked Street Boys, which is Brian Cage and Alex Hammerstone, taking on Warhausen, Danhausen, and Warhorse. So, yeah, this match is one I actually suggested on Twitter several months ago, kind of playing off a post that Alexander Hammerstone had put up asking for an indie promoter to please book him and Brian Cage together as the Jacked Street Boys. And, of course, I made the suggestion for Warrior Wrestling to make that happen. And then I continued off of that. I said, is it just me or does a match of the Jack Street Boys versus Warhausen just sound ridiculously fun? And Hammerstone actually retweeted that and agreed with me. He said, yeah, that just sounds ridiculously fun. So, I had to put that match in this tournament in the first round. And as great as I think this match would be, I gotta go with Cage and Hammerstone to get the victory on this one. I think they would, I think it would be a great match. I think it would be a lot of fun to watch. But in the end, I think Cage and Hammerstone would just kind of overpower Danhausen and Warhorse and pull out the victory in this one. So in this particular case, I've got the Jack Street Boys, Cage and Hammerstone, moving on to the semifinals of the fictional Warrior Wrestling Tag Team Championship Tournament. So let's keep it moving into the final segment of the show where I give... usually a not so popular opinion on something going on in the world of wrestling, and that is called the Weekly Hot Take. My hot take for this week is this: I hate WWE name changes. I can't stand them. I don't like them. They don't make sense to me. I mean, from a business standpoint, okay, I get it. WWE wants to own the names and likenesses of their superstars for merchandising and marketing purposes. I get that from a business standpoint. But the thing is, one of the reasons that these names get changed is because, once the WWE owns them, they'll never give them back. Ever. No matter what. And that's the part that I don't like. And obviously the most recent case of this is Des and Wentz from the Rascals, now known as MSK. And I can't stand it. These guys spend years building their names on the independents and building a reputation for themselves and, like I said, building their names. And it's like they get to WWE, which for a lot of people is the ultimate goal because WWE is the top of the food chain in pro wrestling. They get to WWE and nothing they've done previously matters. I mean, obviously, it matters to the extent that, Des and Wentz made their debut very quickly after signing. It's not like they had to spend months in the Performance Center or anything like that. But, it's all forgotten about. Now, I do like that that it was acknowledged during their match, kind of a nod to their indie personas, if you will. Was it... one of the commentators, I can never remember the guy's name. Vic Joseph, I think. I don't know. Anyway, made mention, before they went to commercial break, oh, these rascals or something. He said the word rascals, talking about MSK. So, nice little nod, but, I mean, why can't WWE just own the name and likeness for the period of time that these guys work there? And then when the contract ends, when they part ways, give it back. How hard is that? Why is that so unreasonable? To me, it's very petty. Like I said, I understand from a business standpoint, for marketing and merchandise, WWE needs to own those trademarks. But when the business relationship ends, give it back to the people that created it. That to me just seems like the ethical thing to do. But hey, I'm not a CEO or anything like that, so what do I know? But we've seen it with so many guys over the years. I mean, Chris Hero had to change his name to Cassius Ohno. Tommy End had to change his name to Aleister Black. Tyler Black had to change his name to Seth Rollins. Bryan Danielson got his name changed to the just overwhelmingly creative Daniel Bryan. That's probably the dumbest one to me. The guy's name is Bryan Danielson. Had a hell of a career before getting to WWE, was a world champion, and just one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world. And WWE, for some reason, has to call him Daniel Bryan. They couldn't just leave it as Bryan Danielson. That's probably the one that makes the least amount of sense to me. And then, of course, Jon Moxley had to become Dean Ambrose, and this is just a handful of cases, I mean... Maybe the biggest example of WWE just, kind of, I would say, taking advantage of this, the Dudley Boys. I mean, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley were probably the biggest stars to come out of the original ECW. They go to WWE. They're still called Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley. They leave WWE and can't use their names anymore. Names that they created, that they built up, that they, built their reputations on, and they leave WWE and they can't use them anymore. They have to go by Bully Ray, and, well, Devon's real name is Devon, but they can't use Dudley. They can't call themselves the Dudley Boys, can't say Dudley Death Drop for their finishing move. It's just the 3D. And it just, it's very petty. And I hate that WWE has to change the names of well-known wrestlers just so that they can own everything. And, the wrestlers have to change their names just so that they don't lose their own creation. Because that's exactly what happens. Once they give ownership of that to WWE, that's it. They'll never get it back. And that's just ridiculous to me. So, yeah, that's my little rant for this week. I can't stand the WWE name changes. Some of the lucky guys get to keep their names, like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and things like that, but those are rare cases. But yeah, so that's my little rant for the week. I can't stand the name changes with WWE. So that's going to wrap things up for this week, but I do want to let you guys know I will be dropping a bonus episode on January 30th, all about the Royal Rumble, with my preview and predictions for this year's event, and plus getting into like some trivia and some fun facts and some Royal Rumble records and just going through the history of the Rumble and things like that. So it should be a fun episode. And I am planning on January 31st for the Royal Rumble event starting at 5 p.m. Central Time with the pre-show, having a Royal Rumble watch-along party on Twitch. I haven't used my Twitch channel in quite a while, and I think it's time to get back to that. So, planning on doing a Royal Rumble watch-along on Twitch. Now, I'm not going to be streaming the event. I'm not trying to get banned from Twitch for copyright infringement or anything, but just watch along, giving my thoughts, and hopefully, just getting into some conversation and talking with whoever decides to join about the event going on. Like I said, giving my thought, my take on the show and everything like that. And it should be a good time. I did one of these 2 years ago for the Rumble, and it was fun. I did it from a bar that time with my buddy Rich. doing the broadcast with me. This time I'm going to be doing it from my home studio like I always am. And but you know, same basic premise. Just watch along, have some fun, get into some conversation about what's going on, and just enjoy the Royal Rumble. So make sure you check that out. I'll be posting on social media about that with links to the Twitch channel and everything like that. But yeah, so that'll be January 31st, starting at 5 p.m. Central Time on the Catch, Hook, and Shoot Twitch channel. So that is going to wrap things up for this week. I hope everybody has been having a good week and staying safe and doing everything you're supposed to do. Yeah, so again, thank you for watching, listening, subscribing on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure you're following on social media at Catch, Hook, Shoot on all platforms. Check out the Pro Wrestling Tees store, the web store on Big Cartel. You can find links to everything on our Linktree, which is linktree/catchhookshoot, or scan the little QR code right here. Check out the brand new website. I think it's pretty cool for having built it myself. I think I did a pretty good job, but you know, hey, check it out, judge for yourself. It's catchhookshoot.wixsite.com/catchhookshoot. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, as always, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So that's going to wrap us up for this week. Hope everyone has a great week. Enjoy all the wrestling coming up, and I will talk to you guys soon.